Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you're new. Today we're in the 358 modifieds here at Knoxville. Didn't run a very great lap in practice, but the track is kind of worn out on the bottom to start with, so it should be an interesting race to say the least, because I feel like you can kind of make the bottom work if you hit it right down there, but I cannot hit it that well like some other people can. I know I've done a little bit better of a track. I ran the mid-5, but I'm hoping I can get into the lower 6s. Because 3 and 4, there's still a decent amount of grip on the bottom, but 1 and 2, it's not there as much. You kind of have that line all the way through the corner. Just trying to keep the car as straight as possible wherever there's grip. Not get sideways going in that corner. A little sideways coming off. I feel like that's going to hurt some of my speed. That may not have been the best. 646, okay. Mid-6 like I was hoping for, at least a faster 6 than I ran in practice. We are car number 4 though, which is a little helpful. Not like a super high number. The field's not too big either. I think it's like 9-10 cars. Not biggest field at all. 5-3, damn, they're flying. The 2 car ran a lower 5 in practice, but I think maybe messed up a little bit in qualifying, because yeah, he ran a 5-14. He ran a 5:31, but he messed up a little bit in qualifying, it looks like. But currently we are 4th. There are 12 cars here. Okay, so more than I thought, actually. 1 car just got into the 4s. Damn, he is flying right now. That is fast. So currently we're 5th, now 6th, because the 5 car ran quicker. Still got 1 guy left to qualify, so I'll pick it up and we're getting ready to go green. All right, with a 3 car ended up running a lower 5 as well. So we fell down to 7th out of 12. We are car number 4 here, so hopefully we can gain some spots in the race. That'd be nice. 12 cars up in 4th, so that'll be interesting to see how he does. But starting on the bottom, not sure how exactly that's going to work out, because the bottom of 1 and 2 is kind of worn out. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's a good race overall. I like Knoxville a lot in any car. But this is week 12. Next week is week 13, starting tomorrow actually. Week 13 will all change over. So it should be interesting to see what they've got for this upcoming week. I know they have like the new road car coming out. I forgot exactly what car it was, but new road car coming out for the people who like road. That it looks like an awesome car. Probably be fun to drive. I don't do any road. I hope somebody blows their motor. Like they're sitting there revving their engine. And if you guys watched that NASCAR race yesterday, that was interesting. Last night, Kyle Larson trying to pull off a video game move, just sending it into 3 and 4 along the wall, got all the way up to Denny Hamlin's bumper, nearly won it. That would have been very interesting if he would have won it. He wouldn't have been able to do a burnout or anything in that car, probably. That thing was riding on the rim on the front, or on the splitter, one of the two. It was pretty funny. Ooh, second place is blinking really bad. Gotta watch out for that, the 6 car. It might have just been while he was joining up into the race. I don't know. Because that was really weird. If you guys enjoy this kind of racing, hit that like and subscribe button. That way I know you guys enjoy watching this as well. And it helps me out a lot. But hopefully we can have a pretty solid race here.
Be on the inside. The road's closed.
Being on the inside is going to be very interesting though. I don't know how it's going to work out altogether. But I'm happy I'm just not car number 1 or 2. Like I'm not a super high car number. At least I'm like 4. It gives me a little bit of wiggle room with the iRating. Haven't ran these in a couple weeks, I think. It's been a minute since I've ran these, so I've got to get a little used to them again. I wanted to run them too because it's the 8th week, I think, for the season I'm running them, so I can get the couple other dollars from iRacing when week 13 hits, because you can get $10 per season if you run 8 weeks in a couple series. I usually do it in like 3 or 4 of them. Try to max out on that because you can get more than 10, but they max you out at 10. Like it'll say you get more than 10, but you can't, because stuff will add up differently, but they only give you a max of 10. But it's nice to at least do something. So this will be the 8th week for that for me, and Knoxville's a fun track. 1 car is probably going to take off. Actually, he's waiting on it. Really jumping up some people. Third place tried to really get on it. Try not to get into the 5 car here. I got bumped from the 11 that was on the outside. I don't know how that happened. Don't know if he just barely got into my back left or back right or what happened. Not 100% sure. Trying not to get up on that curb, because that will start to spin you around a little bit. Try not to get on the gas too much to kick the back end out, because I feel like you just lose all your momentum down the straightaway when you do that. The outside's probably going to be a little bit preferred for the most part. I got a decent run on him in 3 and 4, because you can definitely get a run on the lower side in 3 and 4. But 1 and 2, it's just definitely top dominated. Definitely more preferred. You just got to use the right amount of throttle and keep the car straight, which the front guys might be able to full throttle it and keep the car straight. I can't quite do that. I have to let off a little bit to keep the car from going a little sideways. Behind me, it looks like they got together. 11 car is no longer back there, so he might have gotten to that other guy that was behind me. I don't think the 11 was straight behind me anymore. I think he got past, and I think 2 of them might have spun. We got a little bit of gap back now, and I don't see the 11 on the relative. I feel like I'm the slightest bit quicker than the 10, but it's going to be hard to pass. It's definitely going to be tough to pass at this track. You're going to have to try to run the bottom really well, or get to somebody's outside. And getting to somebody's outside might be tough. But we fell back a spot. There's no caution, so any wrecks, you're kind of just screwed at that point. They really don't want to get into anybody. 10 car is going to try to go low on the 5. He might get stuck low on 1 and 2. Try to take advantage of that, coming off of 2. Try to get up to the bumper of the 5. Or close enough to where the 10 can't come up. He's still stuck down there. Should get a run off of 4 here, get to his outside. Not quite. He's holding that bottom actually pretty well. A lot better than I can. Ooh, he's sliding up. Oh, damn, I ran to his back bumper. That shouldn't have kicked me up like that, though. That's weird. Maybe because it's open wheel in the front. I don't know why it kicked me up like that. That was odd. I was expecting, like, just to barely bump, but it kicked my front end up. Kind of messed up my momentum a little bit. Wasn't ready for that. I thought I was tapping the 5, and then the front left, I guess, barely tapped the back right at the 10. That was weird. I kind of hope that in the new update, I don't know if they've already put out the update thing for week 13, but I hope sometime soon they improve the damage model on dirt, just like realistically wise. Because there's some things that happen on dirt that definitely should not happen. Like in the late models and stuff, if you get into somebody's quarter panel, it shouldn't just spin them straight out. It should like crumble in a little bit and get them a little sideways, but not like just completely throw them 90 degrees sideways or 45 degrees sideways immediately. So that's always really frustrating when that happens in the late models. Because I think that happened in my last late model race, or the race before that, one of the two. One of the last 2 I did. I remember it being a really bad reoccurrence with a couple people. And it happened to me too, which was awful. Like, it's just not fun when it happens. The guy behind me is like running all the way up by the wall. Don't know if he's getting a ton of momentum from that or what, but I feel like you're losing some time just going up super, super high. And there's still a little bit of grip above the slip. They're having a good battle up there first, though. Maybe second, because the second and third are running the low side. First place is actually a little bit further ahead. It looks a little more deceiving when they are spanned out in front of us. Like they're closer, but they're not. Definitely hold it more full throttle while being up higher like this. Makes it a lot easier to drive for sure, being up higher. 10 cars trying to make it work on the inside. Like I said, it's going to be tough to pass. Like, you kind of have to move somebody out of the way, but I'm not going to do that. I want to get by people clean. Try to get to his outside and make it happen. Because everybody seems to be running really clean. But there's like a top 4 pack, and then the 12 is kind of by himself, and then the 10, 5, and me are pretty close. We have been for the most part. The 5 car is starting to get the top side a little bit better. Now he's starting to figure it out better. starting to fall back a little bit. I usually do in these cars. For some reason, I'm just not as good later on in the run in these cars. I usually start to struggle with the track. Well, I thought the 5 car was going to clip the wall there. He barely missed it. Figuring out the top a little bit more. I'm getting more into the grip and it's working because I forget how short these cars are sometimes when I try to run the grip. I'm so used to the late models and stuff. Got to his outside, that was nice. Yeah, you really got to get up here because the back end is really close to where you're sitting too in the car. Kind of got to remember that when I run these. 5 car is getting a little loose. Getting by the 10 car now. So that's nice. This 5 car is running a little low, and I'm getting runs on him. I need to try to get to his outside. That was a hell of a run there. Gonna try to cut us off there. Go back under him. Had a really good run there. I'm surprised I made that work. Really did not think I was going to. I thought when I went back under him, I was going to be stuck under him. But hell, we got 2 spots right there. Happy about that. That was a good move. I started making this top work a little better. You really got to get up into the grip. Once I remembered how short these cars were. Because the back wheel is a lot closer than the limited late models and just the late models in general are. 12 car is starting to venturing down. He's probably going to get a good run off the corners doing that though. Like I catch him mid-corner and then he's getting a straight run off the bottom. 1 and 2 you probably just got to stay up more. I went a little low. Like I need to stay up this high in 1 and 2 because you seem to get like a little bit of a boost coming off of turn 2 when you stay all the way up the whole time. So I'm happy I was able to make a couple spots up from falling back a spot in the beginning. We still got 6 laps left. See if I can try to catch the 12 here. 12 car at real sideways. Or he's just trying to run his line going low off the corners. Tapping the wall a little bit. Yeah, he's really trying to like arc the car to get a good run off the corner. I'm like catching him going in and then he's getting it back coming off. But we're going so high up the track now. You might be able to make a little bit work on the lower side, but I'm just trying to stay in the grip and keep the momentum up in these cars. These cars don't got too much of a motor. But it's a good battle for the lead. I actually see them side by side now. I think they've been side by side for a little bit. Second place tried to throw a slider there. I saw he had to back off a bit. But I did start to fade there for a minute. I almost got in the wall. I like sent it in that corner apparently. My car was not turning as much as before. It just kind of like slid up. They're trying to run lower. Beating and banging a little bit. It's fine dandy. 5 cars trying to slide up. We're 3 wide now. And good job, 5. Thanks for putting me in the wall. 10 car is going to get 2 spots out of it. That's unfortunate. I started making something up there. And then lost it all there. Ooh. Leader just wrecked. Second in the leader. Going into the final lap. Try to run low. Stick just above the slickness. Don't know if the 5's going to try to throw a slider there. I don't think he's going to be able to. Should be able to get by him by the line. Just in front of him, I think. Yeah, I just beat him.
Sorry. That was
just beat the 5 to the line. Side by side, .005 to the line.
just saying it though.
That was crazy. That was a good race. That was a very good race. Able to get back to 6 because the leaders wrecked. Second and first. I think the 3 car and the 1 got together. That was a crazy last few laps, man. That was intense. Because I want to go back to like the last, I don't know, where I got by these guys. Because they started getting side by side. I was able to actually make something work. Is this in Chopper? Yeah. I like Chopper a lot, just because you can see a good amount.
I'm sorry, Pat. It was netcode, dude. I really didn't mean
Yeah, I want to go back and see their incident, what happened with them.
netcode?
Because the 3 was definitely throwing sliders and getting right up to his side.
Yeah, dude. Have a look at the replay. I got caught on.
We'll go back and watch it in a little bit after we watch these last 10 laps, because that was a very fun last 10 laps. I started getting the top working. Then the top started getting super high, and the 5 and 10 went 3 wide on the lower side. The 10 was actually making that like just above the slick lane work pretty well for a while. I got by him once I started figuring out the grip up here, but the grip really went away and got right up by the wall the last like 5 laps, and you can make a little bit lower work because you could just cut the corner a little bit more. I was getting my all 4 of my tires up in the grip up here. What was that, in 1 and 2? Yeah. Barely able to get to his outside. He's trying to pinch me up. Slides up in front of me. I go right back by him. On the low side, he really slid up a lot. I had a really good run off of 4. Had enough of momentum to slide up here in 1 and 2 clean. I started catching the 12 just a little bit. I started pulling away from them. Then they started catching me right back with like 5 laps to go because this grip got so high. And you were actually able to make the lower lane work at that point just because we were so high up the track. Especially in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 definitely had some grip lower than 1 and 2 did. But I think they got by me in 1 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say they got by me in 1 and 2. Where we were 3 wide and the 5 pinched me off into the wall. I just had to like let off. I thought he was going to try to stay low because I was still there on the outside a little bit. I didn't want to hook him though into the wall and then just be really screwed for the rest of the race. The last couple laps. We would have lost the spot to the 10 and then the guy that was behind, which is the 9 there. Yeah, I got bumped there. 3 wide. I didn't know we were 3 wide right there. But I had the running right along the wall. My tire and stuff's still there, and he just pinches me up in the wall. 10 gave us room. He definitely could have been lower. Because the 10 just kept a little lower and gave us room. And then what is this? This is 2 laps to go. I figure I can make that lower lane work since the grip's getting so high. That's where the leader wrecked. Going into the final lap right here, last lap. I throw it in, slide up a little bit into the slick, and then try to slide up into in front of him because I'd like to have the outside momentum coming off of 4. I didn't know if he was going to try to throw a full slider and fit in between me and the 10 car. He didn't. The 9 car was actually 3 wide with us. I did not know that. Right there at the end. And damn, we were on the cusp of losing that spot. That was super close. How close was it? Because it was .005. That was dead even close. Like, that would have been crazy for like a race win. That would have been absolutely nuts. And I didn't know we were 3 wide with the 9, so that was pretty cool overall. But let's go back, see what happened to the leader. And oh, that was the 3 car I think is the one that got into him because he was apologizing. But what happened here? Because the 3 car was throwing sliders really deep into 3, I'm pretty sure, and that's something that happened. Went in. Oh, he got the apron and definitely some netcode. Like he said, definitely got some netcode, which is unfortunate because they should not have hit. Because he hit the apron there, and he was going to clear the back of him, not hitting him at all. Like, he was definitely going to clear him fine. And the 2 car, hey, just ran the outside, got by them. But that's just unfortunate for both of them overall. 2 cars barely going to squeeze by? Oh, he definitely got clipped. He definitely got clipped in almost into the wall. I want to go into his perspective and see what that was like in the car, because that's like right at the end, coming into the final lap right here. He goes low, slides up, he sees him wrecking, he gets clipped, he just lets off so he doesn't go up into the wall. That was smooth. But if you see this happening going into the corner, you go low, but then he slides right up to try to get the speed off the corner, I guess. You see that happen, that sucks. But then you just see him flying up at you, like right here. When you see him getting closer and closer, you think you're going to be caught up in it. That would have been really bad, because how far back was 4th place? That was the 6 car who was really far back from it. Did he end up finishing 3rd? Yeah, he finished 3rd because the 3 car got back going. That's crazy. Let's go back to the very start, look at all the incidents really fast. See what happened here. 11 cars sliding up into the wall off of 2. Wrecked himself, it looks like. That's unfortunate. Really, there was like no incidents all race? Really? I'm pretty sure I went all the way back to lap 1, right? Lap 3? Lap 4, where he's still spinning out? Lap 29. There was no freaking incidents this whole race, really? Besides like us and then that and then the 5 and me. They didn't even show the 5 and me. That's interesting. They didn't show the 5, 10 and us being 3 wide. That's very interesting. But hey, I'm happy coming out of this with a 6th place finish. Queen car number 4. We started 7th, fell back to 8th, got back up to 6th, fell back to 8th, then got back to 6th right there at the end. That was an intense race there for the last 10 laps. That was a lot of fun. So let's go see what we end up getting out of this. I might gain the slightest bit, but I might lose a little bit too, because the 10 and 12 are 4th and 5th, and they're going to gain a decent amount for being this high, but the 1 is going to lose a lot. So I think it's going to be just about even for us where we're at on gaining and losing iRating. Safety, I don't think we had a problem with that. We just had 0 X's. Yeah, because I think I tapped the 5. Oh, wait, where was that? Where I tapped the 10. Was it right here? Yeah, because they definitely got together. But that wasn't the incident I'm thinking of. Was it here? Yeah, I think it was here. Where the 10 and 5 about get together. I think I tapped the 5 there, but then my left front hits the back of his car, and that should not happen, I feel like. I feel like it should just crumble in a little bit. Not too much, but I don't think it should, like, completely lift me up off the ground. But I don't know. I don't know physics exactly well, but it just seems a little odd. But, hell, I'm happy to come home 6th in that, and that actually didn't ruin my steering, too, which is really nice, because it looked a lot worse than it really was. So, let's go see what we end up getting out of this. Alright, results in. Strength of field was 3365. That was a pretty high strength of field overall. 2 car kind of got a little lucky there winning that, but hey, you take a win however you can. 2 Australians, 1, 2. That's really interesting. 3 car in the 1 had a great race for most of it. That netcode really screwed them over, which is unfortunate, because 1 car lost 132 and he has 8,000 iRating. What? That is absolutely nuts, and he doesn't run in the Pro Series. Why? I don't know, but that is nuts. We lost 6. I figured it'd be a plus minus of not very much. That's all right. I knew the 12 and the 10 was gonna gain a bunch, and they kind of gained enough for the 1 car, and we just lost barely any. If I would have had one more spot up to 5th where the 10 is, might have gained the slightest bit, or it would have been like a 0 or plus minus 1, something like that. But I'm happy with how we finished. There was a lot of loss down here, a lot of gain up here, so right in the middle of that. It was a really fun race. That was like one of the most intense 358 races I think I've had so far, and that was a lot of fun. I wish I was a little bit better on the higher side earlier on, because I didn't find that grip until like lap 15, 17, something like that, around there, like around a little bit after halfway, and then I started gaining on the 10 and 5. That's when I got by them. Then I wish I would have realized the grip got too high, but that's stuff I need to learn on my own, and I just need to notice that, because we were getting way up by the wall, and I didn't really think about it, so that's on me. So that was a lot of fun regardless. Finishing side by side, like 3 wide for 6th, 7th, 8th, beat the 5 out by 5 thousandths of a second, which is absolutely crazy. We were literally on the like edge to edge with each other, like at the line. That was so fun. So good race overall. Not really any incidents besides the 2 or the 3 and the 1, and then the 11 in the very beginning, which actually he ended up with 0x from, which is really weird. I thought when he would have slapped the wall there and he spun out, it would have given at least a 2x, but I don't know. But that was the cleanest race I've seen in these cars as well. There's definitely a little bit of netcode. Probably would have been no X's in the whole race if it wasn't for that, so that's very interesting. But appreciate you guys for watching as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the race. Let me know how your guys' races went this past week, and let's see what they got for next week in week 13, because there's usually some interesting races. I always love doing the figure 8 races. Nobody really likes to watch them, but I love to do them. They're a lot of fun to me. They give me a lot of anxiety watching the cars come at me from left and right on both sides of me when I'm coming to the middle. That's just a lot of fun to me. I don't know why. It doesn't count for anything, and it's just a lot of fun. So I like doing that during week 13 for a little bit of fun. So appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.